tab and merge queries. This time I'm going to use the merge, instead of merge queries as new, I'm going to use merge queries. So the original tables is going to be updated with the merge table. Okay, so merge queries. Again, the starting point is going to be our first table. So I'm going to use this location as a key variable to do the merge. Second table is going to be this fossil CO2, and I'm going to again use the location as a key variable to make the merge. And again, in terms of the merge type, you can choose left order. If you want to base all the locations of the first table. Okay, so the first table is basically the left table, and the second table is going to be the right table. So left order is basically keeping all the observations in the left table, and match with the observations from the second table. If the second table or the right table has some observations which cannot be found in the first table, those observations is going to be discarded. Okay, so that's what we call left order merge. Okay, we'll do this. Click OK. Right. Apparently, the second table is pulled to become one column inside the first table. Okay, and you can actually expand the second table to see the columns within that. Okay, click on that expanding button. What do we need? We don't need the location anymore because the location is already in the first table. We do not need the emissions 2023 because it's also in the first table. We only need this emissions per capita 2023 from the second table. So I'm going to just check on this one, and I'm not going to use any prefix for this column name. So I'm going to uncheck this box and click OK. So now this second table is put in. The additional information from the second table is put into the first table. And we can keep doing this merge. I'm going to merge the third table as well. Excuse me. So I'm going to again merge queries. And this is our first table. The key variable is the location. And the table to be merged is going to be the third table, the total fossil CO2 emissions. Okay. Again, we're going to use the left outer join, which means we're going to keep all the observations in the first table and all the observations from the second table that can be matched with any of the observations in the first table. And we're going to discard, however, the observations in the second table which cannot find any match in the first table. That's called the first left outer match. Okay. And I'm going to use select the same number of, oh yeah, I'm sorry, I haven't checked this location column. You have to make sure those two key variable columns are both selected such that Power BI would know which column or which key variable it's gonna use to make the match. Okay, once this is done, you can click OK and let the Power BI do the job. So now table 3 is put in, okay, alongside the first table. Again, for China in the first table, the observations about China in the third table is going to be here. Okay, for United States in the first table, Power BI is going to find the matching United States observations from the second table and from the third table, and it's going to be here. All right, so each row is based on a particular country in table 1, okay, the first table, and the matching observation related to the same country or location from the third table is going to be matched here, and it's going to be location in this column. All right, this column is basically the entire third table. So we can also expand this third table and choose which column we actually want to pull into the first table. We don't need location anymore. Again, this already exists in the first table. Emission 2023 also exists in the first table. only additional information from third table is this cumulative emission from 70 to 2023. So we're going to use this column. We're only going to pull this column into the first table. And again, we do not use any prefix on this item name. So click on OK. This column is going to be put into the first table.